Brooklyn Independent Television.
Join me in the studio in our last part of our discussion, right, Damon?
Yes, sir.
Damon Dorsey Rozier, wheelchair athlete. I want to talk to you about once you've accepted your fate, when did you say to yourself, hey, you know what, I'm going to go out here and start playing rugby. I'm going to play softball. I'm going to play basketball. When did you say that? And how many years between the accident and that?
First year in the hospital, because I did about six months in the hospital. That first year in the hospital, a group of guys came out, talking about their lives and what it's like being, in a wheelchair, letting you know that life still continues. And they showed me a sport called quad rugby. It's virtually designed for people who are damaged in all four limbs of some manner. And it's a violent sport. We are able to crash into each other in our wheelchairs. We have specially designed wheelchairs to battle, and it looks like something. If you remember the movie Mad Max, with all the we have armor all around the chair, and we just crash. And the object is to steal a ball and score the goal. You have to cross over the goal line with the ball in your possession to score a goal.
Now, when does your season start?
My season starts usually around October, and we run through April. And in the process of that was an aggression releaser. So I pushed hard, and I started just accepting my situation even more, because at that point in my life, I was able to hit somebody and not get arrested. I was like, you know what, this the job for me. Okay. And with all that, this other sports came into play with me playing softball. Actually, the New York Yankees sponsor my team.
So, what's the name of your team?
The New York Yankees.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where do you play rugby, as far as if folks want to come out and see you play?
Well, we practice in Jersey, but we play all over the country. So they would have to actually figure out when we're in New York and then come out, because I really don't even know when we play in New York. We travel a lot, because every state has their own rugby team. So what's the name of your team also? We're the Warriors, New York Warriors. Yeah, if you remember the movie back in the day,
the Warriors,
violent gang, where we the violent individuals on that court. So, I ran. I ain't run, but I pushed in 8 New York City marathons since I've been injured. I've been injured 13 years, and I pushed in 8 New York marathons, 26.2 miles every time. Yeah, and on top of that, I'm supposed to be scheduled for the 2011 New York Marathon. So
we'll see you in November.
Yeah.
Softball also. Are you in the middle of a softball season now? Just starting?
Right now, we're supposed to be having an event coming up, if I'm not correct, next week, Tuesday, at Shea Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah. So the event starts at 5:30.
Now, is softball played across the city, or is that also national?
Across the country.
Okay.
Yeah, we go all across with it. Depending on your wins and losses.
How'd your team do last year?
You know what? Let's talk about comedy. How about that? Right there?
All right. Yeah. Matter of fact, let's talk about comedy, because you are a comedian. Also, you do a lot. Now, I'm not going to sit down.
Thank you.
Not stand up.
Yes, sir.
Sit down. All right. He corrected me also about that.
Yes, sir. I started comedy several years ago, because I never seen anybody in a wheelchair do it. I knew there was some people out there, but to a national level, I've never seen anybody take it to where I've taken it so far. I've been doing comedy 7 years now, and in 7 years, I was the first comedian ever to perform on BET Comic View in a wheelchair. You understand? I made history, and I thought that was absolutely incredible. And once again, only reason I started comedy, because I wasn't funny before I got hurt. I started comedy because I never seen anybody in a wheelchair do it. And I figured, how lucrative could my life be, and how my children would look up to me in a greater way, because Daddy's been on TV, introduced by Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart actually introduced me on my first real TV
He
show.
did Soul Plane, right?
Yeah, he did Soul Plane.
Now, so you're quite busy. I mean, you're playing rugby, you're playing softball,
Single father.
and you're a single father,
Yes.
and you're also busy in the entertainment business.
Yes, yes. My biggest thing is my life is filled. When I have downtime, it's strictly to recharge my batteries and get back on the horse. When I have downtime, that's when I might get a little slight sense of depression or whatever come in, because I'm human, you know, and my situation is trying sometimes. You know, I've fallen down a flight of steps. You know, I've fallen out my car trying to jump in my car and drive. So, you know, the challenge is real deep.
Last question.
Yes.
When folks like myself or people in general see folks like yourself in a wheelchair, what do you want them to think?
I don't want society to look at us as we're the bottom of the totem pole, where everyone thinks that we're begging, and you know there's a whole community of my people, and I consider them my people because they can relate to what I'm going through in such a way. I don't want them to not understand that we fight just as hard as anybody else do, or might even harder.
And also rugby, when can we see you play? And also, how do we reach out to you? Your team, your website, your team's website?
You can, USQRA has USQRA Rugby,
okay.
And it'll pull up the events on when we're in the city or whatever the case may be.
And if people like to see you, also contact you, how can they reach out to you?
Well, I do comedy every Wednesday night on Atlantic and Troy at a club called Essence Barn Lounge. I've been there for 5 years, and you can hit me up on Facebook, Damon Rozier, DamonRozier, or you can actually give me a call at 917-686-3624. I'm not a superstar, so I do answer my phone calls.
All right, and also you can pick up his book, right? Surviving the Game of Life. Where can you buy that?
BarnesandNoble.com. It's on BarnesandNoble.com, and that was a blessing that it made it on there.
Well, Damon, thanks. Been a pleasure. And we're going to see more of you this summer. We got a feature coming out.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, thank you.
Follow us on Twitter at BK Independent TV.